In this video, we will be reviewing the Octotrader AI MT5 Expert Advisor. Stick around to the end to receive a free expert advisor from us at Prosperity Algo Solutions. So we can start off here on the sales page to get an idea of how this system works. And what we can see is that it's really emphasizing that they're using recurrent neural networks and LSTM type models in order to make this trading system work particularly well. They also state that it's being based on data from technical analysis indicators, and therefore the EA is effectively training the model based on indicator data. This is actually a relatively solid method of typically training artificial intelligence models. Here at Prosperity Algo, we also produce lots of EAs with AI models, and some of the best input data tend to be indicator values, simply as they can convey more information to a model than just simple price data. We can go a little bit deeper here into the information shared to see that it's trading on the Euro US dollar. And a few other factors here is that it includes a maximum drawdown limit, it's suitable for prop firm trading, and we can also see that it does use likely a Martingale system, because it says instead of opening just a single trade, the EA will open multiple small trades at the same time. If the market changes and the position becomes a loss, the EA will gradually close the losing positions with the profit gained from additional trades. This typically indicates that it's a grid Martingale, but we will have to run a visual backtest to see in more detail. Here we go. We also see that it has a recovery mode, and what's saying effectively that it's using a grid system, and particularly here it's saying that this method is based on the Fibonacci retracement theory. So I suppose the grid is based on Fibonacci levels, which could be quite an interesting concept actually. And here they're also telling us to use every tick based on real ticks backtest on the Euro USD, which seems like the best backtesting solution to recommend. So that's always a good thing. And now we can just flip through these photos quickly to get an idea of how this EA works. Original buy entry, recovery 1. So yes, this appears to be a grid Martingale system, which is by no means a bad thing, especially as they appear to be combining the Martingale system with an AI-based filter, and on top of that with an equity stop loss, so like a max account drawdown. So this could very well be a very viable trading system. We can now quickly pop over here to the live signal. We can see they've been running for a few months, and the equity curve is characteristic of a Martingale system. However, they also appear to be running it with a reasonable amount of risk. So we're not seeing crazy returns, but it's also likely far safer to run it this way. If we look at the trading history as well, we can see that, like, yes, when there's a loss, there also appears to be some scaling at a similar time. So here would be, yes, scaling of lot sizing at a similar time. We can look for one more loss here as well to try and get a bit more information. Here we go. And then it's always good to check the times. So yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be a grid because they all close at similar times. And we can see that when the initial trade was a loss, it did open some other trades in a larger size. But this does also seem to be a more like responsible Martingale, so it isn't a pure doubling. They're either opening several different trades to spread out the grid factor, or they are using like a modified Martingale factor, so they're not doubling. They're using some sort of like 1.5, 1.3, like the factor by which they're scaling trade size is more moderate than a true doubling. So now we can quickly open up the MetaTrader terminal, where I've taken the liberty, let me quickly find it again, there we go, where I've taken the liberty of downloading this expert advisor already and running a quick backtest. But before we go through the results of the backtest, I think it's quite helpful to take a look at the input tabs. And as we can see here, which is quite interesting, is they do have quite a few risk management settings for prop firms specifically. They also have a fairly sophisticated lot size calculation method, and you're able to limit the amount of recovery batches. So they're effectively, you can turn off recovery mode, or you can limit the amount of effectively grid trades that it's allowed to open. And they also have a news filter. So from what I can see so far, yes, this is a grid martingale, but they appear to be doing it in the most responsible way possible. So for prop firms specifically, this type of trading system, which is a grid martingale, but that also has quite a few risk management parameters, is by no means a bad system. So let's take a quick look at the backtest graph, which I just ran. And yes, we're seeing that this was a backtest from roughly the past year on the Euro US dollar, using every tick based on real ticks from the 8-cap broker. We can see roughly a 35% annual return, high win rates, which would be expected here with 100% history quality, and obviously like very low drawdowns because it's a grid martingale system as well. But even the equity drawdown was only 9%, so the actual strategy appears to be quite solid. So from what I can see so far, yes, grid system, but it looks to be a good and responsibly done grid system. And when you see an equity curve that has those drawdowns, that's actually a fantastic sign, because it shows that the seller is being honest with us. He's not trying to obscure the fact that this is a grid or call it something crazy fancy. He is mentioning that it is a recovery-based system and that appears to be truthful. So we can run it here as well, and I'll quickly pause. So these were winning trades. So it looks like it might be doing a breakout-based system. Let's keep running it to glean some more insights. I will minimize it here so we can watch the backtest graph continue. Let me see if I can find a grid trade here too. Nothing, so here we go, perfect. So here we can see that it went long, but when price did not go against it, it waited for price to continue downwards before opening another trade, and then these two closed in a grid. But what's also quite interesting is it didn't close the entirety of the position here. It waited for price to come back before finishing another chunk of it. So it seems to be doing a modified martingale system where it's spreading out the closes a little bit more than your traditional grid martingale, and that makes it likely lower risk. And then here, if we go over to the AI panel, I'm not so sure how in particular it would be using AI here. When I develop AI-based expert advisors, I always make sure to include the model file, because when including a model file, you can train an AI model in Python and then read said file from an expert advisor. That's usually the most surefire way to ensure that an EA is really using AI, because you know if it's a model file, there must be a machine learning model attached. With MetaTrader and MT5, the programming language, you're able to actually code basic neural nets like directly in the EA, because the math behind neural nets is actually not that complicated. But who knows if the seller has actually done that? We can give them the benefit of the doubt, but we would need a little bit more information to verify that AI is truly being used. But what I can see from this is that this does appear to be a grid martingale, but it appears to be an honest and intelligently well thought out grid martingale. So I can definitely see applications for this specifically for prop firms, where the risk of catastrophic blow up is significantly lower because your risk is capped. That appears to be his target market. So if that's you, this is probably a good solution for you. So yes, stick around for the following short clip to receive a EA from us, but my wrap up from this video is for prop firms, it looks like a pretty solid EA. Take care, have a great day. Before you click away, if you're looking to get a real expert advisor, here at Prosperity Algo Solutions, we're currently offering our Golden Time Bomb system based on automating the London breakout and opening range breakout 100% for free. Watch the pinned video to find out more and to get access.